looking so cool now, it looks like hell, huh? Yeah. Well, that's where we're at with the bus. Hope you guys didn't think I forgot about the bus. Still working on it, slowly but surely, but obviously I'm doing a juggle on the life, business, and all the other projects going on. This is where we're at. Show you something. Check that out. We got rid of the harness, that whole bus harness that was in here. I went ahead and got all that disconnected, and now we're dealing with this. This is what these guys do when they do their bus conversion. They cut those hinges in half and they left this hot mess. I haven't grinded on this. This is exactly the way these guys put this thing together when they did the bus. I'm telling you, these guys again got to be related to the travel trailer camper RV family, because they all kind of suck with their craftsmanship as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if it's just a corporate demand on doing substandard work to become highly profitable, or if that's just how these guys roll, but well, you see it. That's okay though. We're gonna get all that done. So if you look over there, see there's a door hiding out over there. Yeah, I picked up another door so we can go ahead and get that done. I did order the hinges and I'm gonna be working on that, so I got to drill out those brackets and deal with that whole nightmare, because apparently there really isn't much of an easy way to do the hinges on this thing. So that's okay though. Then of course there is a donor vehicle that I'll show you in another clip of what we're gonna do to put this whole deal together. But just wanted to give you a quick update, let you know where we're at. No, we didn't forget about this bus, and yeah, we're still working on it. So thanks for watching. Okay, so we finally got the hinges off, the pieces that were left that were welded onto the hinge pillar of the truck. Let me show you what we got. Like we talked about, they cut them. Just made things real difficult. Here's one of the new ones. And of course, unfortunately, this one is wrong. I didn't check it, I was a little busy. I assumed. And you know what they say about assuming. So, I just contacted the seller on eBay, and hopefully he takes that one back. If not, I'm gonna have to eat that one and order the correct one, which kind of sucks because I'm always running a tight schedule. Lots of things going on. I kind of just wanted to be able to hang a door today, but doesn't look like it's gonna happen. What I can tell you is that I burned out a bit trying to get these things off. When you look at the back side of them, they had a welded style kind of rivet, but you couldn't access the back side because it was inside the channel of the hinge pillar. So you needed to drill from the front blindly, and hopefully you got it right. Now the upper was the hardest because that thing runs just about parallel with the instrument panel. So what happens is you can barely feel it with the tip of your finger shoving your hand all the way up in there where the general location of those welded rivets are where you need to weld. So I did that, and as you can see on the upper, it's a misery. Look at all the holes. 2, 4, 6, 8 holes. 8 holes for 4 rivets. Give you an idea. We were not batting 1,000 that day. The lower one was a better bet. Lower one was a better bet because you could stick your hand in there. There was an access hole behind it, so you could line it up a whole lot better and have a lot better chance of getting it right the first time. So it was a fight getting it off. I tore the metal on the upper. The lower, I attempted not to, because I figured with the lower, it was all ready to go. Figured maybe I just had a bad run on the upper. The lower actually, believe it or not, in the middle of that hinge, after you drill out those spot welds, in the middle of that hinge, they do another spot weld there, right here. Right here, right in the middle. And it was like they pinched the metal together, so you don't see it. All you know is after you drill out your welded rivets and you're banging the hell out of the side of that hinge pillar trying to get it off, it don't come off. And little by little you start spreading it and you realize that that is there, unbeknownst. And it just sucked. The whole deal just sucked. But be prepared if you're planning on doing something like this. I actually talked to a body tech that's one of my neighbors that works for GM after the fact, and he, he's an old timer, so he's got tricks. He said basically what you would need to do, the smarter thing would have been to just drill out a pilot hole, and he's most likely right. Drill out a pilot hole and use cheap unibits from Harbor Freight, and you'd go through it a lot quicker because it'd make less friction versus you battling with a big old 1/2-inch bit, which is what I did. Now let me go ahead and show you what that looks like on that hinge pillar. All right. It's supposed to rain today. Yeah, it's all right. It's starting to get hot down here. That's what we got. Look at that hole. Terrible. See, you can access this on the backside. See what's going on in there. You can't really do it for the upper. So I'm going to clean all this up and paint it. This is the way it came out of the factory on that bus conversion. These guys didn't even look at this. Look this. Oh yes, El Dorado, shame on you. A little bit of spray paint would have gone a long way on something like this. They're just going to leave it like this all the way up. Look at this. Look at this. All the way up. Yeah. No bueno. So I have to match up the hinges and make sure I got pilot holes and I got the proper holes for the brackets that are going to slide in on the backside, which ought to make my life a bit easier because the nuts on those backing plates are actually welded to the plate, which is great. But we would need to drill those holes first if they're not already drilled, so we got it all lined up. Then we can paint it. We can't really paint it right now because we will lose all our points of reference and impressions as to where the original hinges were. And I want to make sure I get this right the first time instead of adjusting and fighting, because while you're trying to pick up this heavy ass door to shove on here, the last thing you want to do is take on two fights. One, the weight of you trying to shove it in a hole and shove pins in it, and then two hinges that just don't quite line up as you're carrying this heavy ass door. We don't have any of those fancy stands out here. This is what we have out here. Yes, we have weeds, dirt, rocks, and my 50-year-old back that's gonna have to pick this thing up and shove it on there. So nonetheless, that's where we're at. Unfortunately, I am a bit disappointed with that hinge being a wrong hinge, and really I should have just checked it when it came in, and I didn't, and that's on me. So word to the wise, go ahead and do your due diligence when these packages do come in. Don't just pull them out of the box and look at them. Make sure they are what they need to be so that they don't get kicked by the wayside, and the next thing you know, you're past that date of being able to exchange them, and then you get screwed, and you actually screwed yourself, and everybody's pissed. You're pissed because now you're spending double. You're pissed because the guy sent you the wrong part, and you're pissed because there ain't a damn thing you're gonna do about it but eat it. So that always sucks. Try to avoid that, learn from my mistake, and on to the next. It's funny, people have been flat blacking things forever. All of a sudden it became a trend and all the kids think it are cool. They think it's cool to go out and buy a brand new car and plastic dip it or spray paint it flat black or get it quote unquote wrapped. Can you imagine paying $5,000 to have somebody wrap your car to look like it was spray painted flat black? The whole theory behind flat black that nobody really pays attention to, or most people don't, is the fact that it was used to conceal things and to protect things. A lot of people use spray paint, a lot of people use enamel so that little by little they can work on their project vehicles. And number one, they wouldn't be that unsightly, so the cops wouldn't pull them over for driving a multicolored vehicle, but also to help protect against the elements, so that, again, if there was rust, it would slow that down. And if it didn't have rust and you were down to some bare metal, it would go ahead and protect that for a while too, until you were ready to strip it and go. The cool thing about enamel is you can wipe it right off with acetone, so you definitely want to use this to slow things down. I mean, these cans are $1.25 a can at Home Depot, and I swear to you, I've been spray painting with these damn cans for probably 25 years. So that's the theory behind the flat black. You're going to see this truck getting all blacked out. Not to mention it does look cool, but again, the last thing I'd be doing is buying a brand new vehicle with good paint on it and either wrapping it to make it look like it's some spray painted whatever, or to actually do it. But again, to each his own, I suppose. So on with the show. Hey, that's pretty good for $1.25, right? Yeah. I'll let it dry. We'll do the backside.